What's up, guys? We're back with another episode from a coach from Jet. I'll let him introduce himself. Go for it, brother.
My name is Evan Lackner, and I've been with Jet for the past 10 months.
How you liking it so far?
I love it, man. I'm actually on the adult group fitness side of things, so I'm the director of JetShred, the adult fitness program, and I've been there for the past 10 months, and it's cool to work that different side of Jet.
Yeah. Loving it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it.
Heck yeah. So we'll get into that, but I'm going to ask you a fun question because we were late on something because we both did CrossFit.
Yeah.
What's the worst CrossFit workout you ever did in your life?
Oof. The worst one, man, is definitely Fran.
That's the one, 21, 15, 9,
Yep.
pull-ups, chest
Pull-ups
to bar.
and thrusters.
What's your best time on that?
Oh, goodness, man. I don't know. I was never really good. I'm a tall person, which is not great for CrossFit.
You got the Brett Vinkowskis of the world, though.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I think my best time was like 5 minutes and something, and you got people who are doing it in like a minute and 50 seconds.
I think it was like Friendly Fran, the 21, 3 rounds of the pull-ups and chest bars like that.
Ridiculous.
I think Frazier did it in like 250 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, no, it was cool to see those guys coming up, and that's ultimately what got me into fitness, was watching stuff like that, you know?
So you were a CrossFit fan before even getting into it?
I wouldn't say that. I had a girlfriend in high school, and her brother-in-law was actually the owner of a CrossFit gym.
Okay.
And so she was like, come and do it. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
the horror stories of CrossFit. And I drank the Kool-Aid, man, and ended up doing my first workout. And I fell in love with the community and the suck of the workouts.
See, that's the thing I never get to. You never get it until you're done with it afterwards, because you're like, I'm paying money to be on my knees wishing to never do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
man.
afterwards, you're just like, oh, why was I even doing that?
Yep. No, it got me, man.
So you were in high school when you started that. You went to Safford High School. Tell us a little bit about who Coach Evan was before you got to Jet. Tell us a little bit of that high school experience with sports or anything that was going on during that time.
Yeah, so I was definitely not the most athletic kid growing up. I played some high school sports, basketball, baseball, did a little bit of track, I always had some love for the weight room, so that was definitely instilled in me.
Gym rat from the start?
Yeah, gym rat from the start, man. I just remember being in like 8th grade and watching these dudes doing like tricep extensions and the shreds and the muscles, and I was like, I want that. I want to be like that.
So you ever got a bodybuilding skin or ever had tried out bodybuilding or anything like that?
I've never competed, but my style of workouts definitely cater more towards bodybuilding. Is kind of my style. I like the aesthetics.
Yeah. Always good to look good in the summer.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, so grew up in actually Klondike, Arizona, which nobody's ever going to know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's an hour away from any gas station, Walmart, anything, on a dirt road. I grew up on a ranch out there, and so all of my family, they're all ranchers, so I was kind of the black sheep growing up. I didn't really want to be out on the ranch when I was younger. I wanted to be out in the city, right in Safford. And so I was always the black sheep, but definitely something I look back on and miss that.
Oh, sure. So you're going to have your own farm out here with Bobby or something?
Hey, who knows? But yeah, that's actually, funny enough, that's one of the things that attracted me to Jet was, Bobby was a cowboy, and I grew up, all my family were cowboys, so it just felt like home.
Did you ever do anything in the rodeo or anything like bull riding and horse?
Oh, no. My brothers did bull riding. We always went and watched the rodeos, but I grew up riding horses. I was the one who was running from my brothers, and they were roping my feet out from under me.
Oh, geez.
So,
man.
yeah.
You were the test dummy at that point?
That's right, man. Yep.
Ah, man. So, yeah, you go to high school, you do well there, and then you go to Eastern Community College. Right?
Yeah. I went to Eastern Arizona College and kind of, thought I wanted to do nursing for a really long time.
So, by this point, you're not even thinking about getting into fitness?
No, I mean, at this point, I was coaching part-time, and it was fun. It was a fun thing to do. Like I said, I enjoyed the community of CrossFit, and some of the gyms in my hometown, they were fun, and I really liked coaching the classes, but it wasn't something I thought I was going to do as my career. I always separated the two, right? This was just a hobby, and then, okay, I need to sit down and get my career. So I went to Eastern Arizona and was never the best at school. I struggled with paying attention. I struggled with all the homework, as most people do. And I just could never get through it, man. And I was like, all right, hop to the next thing and hop to the next thing. And ultimately that led me to here.
Because you end up at the University of Arizona, right?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, so I got okay. Dang. So my research was wrong on that. So after Eastern Arizona, what happens after that?
So after Eastern Arizona, I was still in Safford, dropped out, and I ended up going to Sholo for a few years. And I worked at a couple CrossFit gyms up there. Well, I worked at a CrossFit gym up there.
And that was the only thing you were doing over there, just CrossFit training, or were you doing some side jobs as well?
I did a whole lot of things, man. I was jumping career to career, just
Let's
trying
hear it,
to find my place.
sometimes people are like that, especially a young kid like me that's trying to find what they're meant to do. Hearing this could help them out.
Oh, goodness, man. Oh, there's a list. So
give me your 2 favorites out of that.
I don't know, and we can. So there was a few different jobs. I managed the CrossFit gym out there. I worked for Verizon for a little bit.
Okay.
I worked for
How was phone sales? Because I heard nightmare stories for crazy for that one.
Hey, you know what? Weirdly enough, man, that kind of led me into one of my niches that I enjoyed was working with older adults.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So
you enjoyed working with older adults with phones. That does not sound easy because my own grandma, God bless her soul, teaching her how to use their iPhone felt like taking the SATs or something.
Bro, I feel that, but it's just like they're always so grateful, you know? You help them out, and it's just they're so grateful for any help, and it's a new world to them. So, but that actually kind of led into I niched out and started coaching older adults in
CrossFit,
fitness. Yeah, in fitness. That was kind of what I was drawn to, weirdly enough. But yeah, worked for Verizon, worked for Keller Williams up there. And then I actually worked for Red Bull up there as well, which was a freaking sweet job.
Okay, that was it. We're just selling it out or just promoting it?
I was just a vendor, man. So I would
Hey, Red Bull, we got one of your boys over here. Come help out the show.
So I'd wake up at like 2 a.m., man, and I would go stock the shelves all over northern Arizona, and I loved it, man, honestly. It's just kind of in your own little world driving around.
How old were you when all this was going on?
Oh, 21 to 23, 24.
Yeah, the grinding years.
Yeah, I was definitely grinding, trying to find my place in the world, you know. So a lot of lessons learned, and this was pre-pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the pandemic hit, and I was managing a CrossFit gym up there, CrossFit Sholo.
Yeah. Did it shut down during that time? Or
what? So it shut down, and that was one of my main sources of income. So it was like, all right, we got to find something else to do. So I moved from Sholo back down to Safford, and I was like, what am I going to do, you know? And luckily, there was kind of a break where the gyms opened up for a little bit, and I worked for Gila Valley CrossFit down there for a few months.
Someone's car's getting...
We are Jet Sports Training, where our mission is to cultivate champions. This is where athletes come to get faster, and everyday people come to change their lives. This is not a gym, but a community. Come get jetted.
Take off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lot of y'all doubted on me. Now they like, wow, look how far you come. Legendary like all my idols, coming for it all, and I can't wait. Success just called and I got me a date. So I grabbed my ambitions and I'm on my way. Cross the wrong line and it's bad news. Might get burned like a candle. We too hot to handle. World at my feet like a sandal. I only move when I plan to. Your moves could get canceled.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you about one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu places out there, Nogales Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Make sure you go check them out if you're down in Nogales and say what's up to my homie Andy Behrens.
If you're tired of feeling like a rusty tin can, call Mueveflex today. We will have you saying hello, sunshine, to your newfound flexibility. Let's get moving and grooving. Call 377-2225 and we'll get you on our schedule with Mueveflex Assisted Stretch Therapy.
The pandemic, and again, still trying to find my career, still trying to find my place, still fitness on the side as a hobby. And I was applying for jobs, just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And there was a dialysis technician job in Safford, actually. And so I applied for that with the company Fresenius. And I worked there for actually 3 years as a dialysis technician.
Okay, what is that? Because you're saying those are some big words for someone that just talks for a living.
Sure. So a dialysis technician, do you know what dialysis is?
No, but...
Okay, so we'll give you...
We're hearing about you, not hearing about how dumb I am sometimes.
No. We'll give you the lowdown. So dialysis is essentially your kidneys are failing and you don't have any replacements. So you have to go essentially get hooked up to a machine 3 days a week for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, and that machine filters your blood. So they stick you with some pretty large needles and run your blood through a tube, through the machine, runs it through a filter, puts the blood back in you, and then they send you on your way. It's like an oil change for people.
So let's make sure everyone keep your kidneys good, so you don't have to go through that.
No, actually, I only have one kidney, and so that's kind of what drew me into that. Weirdly enough.
Okay, now that goes. How the heck? What happened with your one kidney?
I was born with I want to say it's polycystic kidney dysplasia is what it's called.
Okay.
So I had both kidneys. One of them had a bunch of cysts on it, and ultimately my body just absorbed it over time. So I have one really big kidney.
So it just came together. There was like no surgery or anything to get it.
Nope, no surgery to get it removed. My body just absorbed it. It didn't need it, so it absorbed it.
Yeah, did it ever affect you growing up, or how old was it when the kidney just turned into one?
Yeah, I don't know when my body absorbed it, but I just know every time I went in to get it checked out, they were like, "We're gonna find it," and it was just never there.
So one day you just went to the doctor and was like, "Hey, your kidney disappeared."
Yep, pretty much. But actually, weirdly enough, that did affect me growing up, and I wanted to play football growing up, and because all the cool kids were playing football and wrestling, and that was one of the things they tell you not to do is no contact sports, right? Because your kidney is bigger than if you had two, so it's like double the size.
Yeah. Were they scared of exploding or something?
I guess they were scared of, any kind of injury to the kidney or something along those lines.
She said, "Screw it, I'm going to be an MMA fighter."
Yeah. Well, there was no way my mama was going to let me do that, man.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
We have that struggle in my house all the time because my mom, my dad grew up in Barrio Centro, which is like a little hood area.
Okay.
And my mom grew up on a nicer side, so there's two different people. My dad loves the MMA stuff, like the group sport.
Yeah.
My mom's like even when I was 7 years old when I started jiu-jitsu, my mom wanted to kill my dad when he found out he was taking me over to the class.
Oh my gosh.
Like he doesn't hurt anyone. But you're guys, it's hard not to fall into it.
Yeah. No, it's all good, and sometimes those opposites attract, so that works out.
So so you're working with this company. What goes on? You're there for 3 years. What's going on there? At any point, did you think you were going to do this for your whole life?
No. So I did think that I was going to get into the medical field and kind of go back and pursue nursing. And at one point, went back to school, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So worked there for 3 years, and the hours were grueling, 16-hour days. But I loved it. I loved serving people. I loved feeling like I was making a difference in people's lives, Yeah. But ultimately, there was another gym in my hometown. For a little while, I wasn't working at a gym. Most of this time, I was working at a gym part-time.
Yeah.
And then during the pandemic, there was a little period where I wasn't working at a gym.
It was hard to work. Anyone that was a gym owner during that time,
that was just
nightmare
dead.
stories.
Yeah, unless you were doing it online, that was dead.
Or blacking out the windows,
or
some gyms did.
Yeah,
but
like some gyms, like some unnamed gyms. But yeah, so after that kind of settled down, I did end up getting a part-time job at one of the gyms in my town. And so I would work 16-hour days, man. But on my lunch, I would go coach. So I loved it so much, and it was such a big part of my life, and it was something, again, not work. It was something that I loved to do.
Yeah. It goes back to that old saying, man, find a job you love, never work a day in your life. People say that's not true. Well, obviously you haven't found the job you love.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd be exhausted, and I would still just love going and coaching those group fitness classes and helping my people out, Yeah. So went through that for the 3 years, and whole lot of life changes happened. I mean, during that time, I was actually engaged for a little bit, ended up splitting from that lady.
Yeah.
We were just different people. We split up, and I was just soul searching this entire time, you know. The whole time I was coaching, ended up leaving Fresenius, actually worked for a health food store for a little bit in my hometown. Yeah, which
like
was
a mini Whole Foods.
Yeah, well, kind of. It was like a juicing store, and they had salads and stuff. So it was almost like a restaurant vibe.
Not the juicing some kids are thinking about.
Not
juicing,
those kind of juicings.
Fruit.
Although I do condone juicing. I do condone fruit juicing, fruit and veggie juicing.
Not even thinking. Yeah, I'm like, dude, we got high schoolers here. We don't need that.
Yeah, no, none of that. None of that.
One of the sponsors that's hopefully going to be with us pretty soon is Low T Clinic.
Okay, nice.
So part of my first thing was like, well, is this okay?
Right.
Then we talked over. I'm like, yeah, there's adults here too.
Yeah, no, it's totally okay, man. I feel like it's becoming normalized anymore. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, here's the thing. It's becoming normalized because there's so many clinics going out there.
Yes.
But what is it going to look like in 40 years? That's the real question. Because
it's true, man. It's true. I won't give my opinions there, but you know, I loved working for that little health food store, man, and it was a time in my life where, again, I was going back to school and trying to drill down on the nursing thing and just kind of fighting against.
Were you back at Eastern at this point?
Yeah, at this point. So at this point, going back, kind of circling back around to Eastern 2 or 3 times, just trying to drill down on the nursing thing.
Yeah.
You know, and ultimately, man, I do believe that the reason why I wasn't able to go through with that is because it wasn't meant for me. Yeah. And I strongly believe that now. So worked there for a little bit, was going to school, was coaching at the time, right? And at the time I was like, well, while I'm going to school, why don't I work on, you know, getting certified as a personal trainer and starting to, you know, do this more full time?
Yeah.
Because this is obviously what I like to do. And I had made a name for myself around Sholo, around Safford, and so anybody who knows me knows that fitness is my thing at this point, right? So I said, hey, I'm going to do this on the side while I go to nursing school. And ultimately, there was a point in my life where nothing felt in alignment. I was at a pretty dark place, and I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. Safford isn't for me. I'm going to go to the big city, Tucson, Arizona, and I'm going to give this a shot, right? So
what gym did you originally come to? Because I remember you actually applied to Jet twice, right?
Yeah, I did actually.
So what was the start in Tucson?
Yeah, so the start in Tucson, this was March of 2024. So I've been here almost a year and a half now. When I first moved here, I actually didn't have a job. I woke up one day, man, and I looked in the mirror and I said, this isn't working. I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And so
sometimes that's the beginning of a brand new chapter.
Dude,
man.
It was. And that was one of the best decisions I've ever made, honestly. It was one of the scariest decisions I've ever made. But at the end of the day, nothing felt in alignment in Safford. And even though all my friends and family were there, I knew there was something bigger for me out there. And I had to take the leap. Yeah. And so I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, and I was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. So I texted a friend, and I was like, hey, you still got a room open for me, you know? And she was like, yeah, when do you want to move in? And I was like, how soon can I move in? She was like, give me a week. And so I put my 2 weeks in at the job that I was working at the time, left, came up here, and immediately just started spamming job applications everywhere, right?
On Indeed, copy and paste, same
literally,
go.
Yeah. And Stretch Zone, Jet Sports Training, LA Fitness, you name it. And at this time, I did not have a CPT, so I was not certified to be a personal trainer, but I was just hoping by the grace of God that I would get something. I was certified as a CrossFit Level 1 instructor. Yeah. But again, only CrossFit.
There's some gyms around that don't even need that right now. So.
It's true, man. It's true. So I was just kind of spamming different places, and Stretch Zone had reached back out to me. And they were like, yeah, they're like, we have a general manager position open. Got the interview, and I really love the owner there. Chris is his name.
Chris.
He's a
shout
cool
out
dude.
Him,
yeah, shout out Chris. He's an awesome dude. And so we clicked right away. I told myself that I was going to work at Stretch Zone, work on getting my CPT, and then find a gym. That was the goal. as soon as I moved up to Tucson, the goal was to find a gym and see if I could do.
Yeah. Did you even know about Jet when you were moving up, or?
No, I didn't know about Jet. I didn't even know about Jet when I was applying for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just literally, when I first applied to Jet, it was just part of a spam of.
So it's almost by
applications.
accident, like you just see this like gym guy need it, and then just
Yes.
like copy paste on there.
Yes, literally. Anything that I could get my hands on, health and wellness related, I was applying to. And one thing I remember is, Jet did not hire me the first time around, which there was no hard feelings. I do remember Yvette, Bobby's wife, she had reached out to me via Indeed, and she's like, hey, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to let you know we ended up going with other applicants. Yeah. And at the time, nobody was responding to me. Like, I wasn't getting calls. I wasn't getting anything. And so that just kind of stuck out to me. I was like, okay, that's really cool. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than other folks.
Yeah, exactly. Because if people don't want to hire you, they don't get back to you, right?
It'd be nice once in a while they can just give you like, hey, you didn't get the
Sure.
job. Though you're just not clicking on your phone like, is this going to come in?
And again, when I first moved up here, I didn't have anything, man. I didn't have savings. I didn't have, it was literally just,
you
trust
burned
fall.
your boat. You burned your boats. There's nowhere to go but up.
Burned my boats. I was like, I'm just going to take the risk. And so I thought that was cool. She had reached out to me, but Stretch Zone worked out for a little while, worked on getting my CPT, and I fell into the monotony of 9 to 5, right? Wake up, go to the gym or go to work, come home, and I was just in a really dark place. I didn't know anybody here. Yeah. I was new to the city, so we didn't have In-N-Out. We didn't have, DoorDash really in Safford. Yeah. So I was literally just depressed at my house, DoorDashing every day. Like, that was it. 9 to 5, DoorDash, watch TV, go to sleep. Like, just in that cycle, right? Yeah.
Did you have a moment, like, we were talking about this, kind of like how you talked about before, we just hit, like, I need to change some stuff?
Yes, absolutely. So I got lost. From April when I started with Stretch Zone to probably about August of 2024. I was just lost, and I was just going downhill. For somebody who loved fitness, I wasn't working at a gym. I told you, this whole time as an adult, I was working at a gym, and that was kind of my saving grace. That's what kept me out of trouble. That's what helped my mind. I mean, that saved me all throughout my adulthood. So not having that when I was working at Stretch Zone from April to August, I was just down. And to be completely honest, not really working on my CPT, not really working towards my goals, like just the lowest of lows, man. And finally, probably late July, August, I was kind of fiddling with all the CPT material. And I remember my mom telling me one day, she's like, you've been doing this for how long? Just go take the certification. And so I did, and I passed, and that was the moment, right? That was where I was like, okay, I have options now. I can, start looking at different places. And at the time, looking for jobs, I didn't really want to work at an LA Fitness or, any commercialized gym. I like the micro gyms. I like the openness. I came from the CrossFit world, so I like the free
community
weights.
Owned and stuff.
Community, yes. Oh, absolutely. Local, all those things were a must for me. And so I saw that Jet Sports was hiring again, and
click.
I was like, click. I've already applied here, but I'm gonna give it another shot, right? And they had called me back fairly shortly after I applied. Got an interview in September, I believe, and I sat down with the team, and I looked up at the core values, and I just saw community was up there, and I just remember talking to Bobby, and again, I was at a really low point in my life, and I was like, look, man, I'm looking for a family. I'm looking for a home. Like, I'm not just looking for a job. I'm looking for my people, right? And I feel like Bobby just really resonated with that. Bobby was a cowboy. I grew up on a ranch, and we just really clicked. And I fell in love with the place immediately. I walked in there, the openness, and like I said, I've never been an athlete in my life, but I felt the community of the adult side, and it felt familiar to me, and I loved the openness, and I just loved the coaches at Jet, man.
Yeah.
So
when was your first official start date?
So my first official start date was October 7th of last year.
So you were still at stretch zone during this time too. You were.
Yeah. So when I started at Jet, I was still full time at Stretch Zone.
So you basically had 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, dude.
What was that schedule like, man?
Oh my gosh, bro. I did not have a life. I was hustling because at this point, there was a fire inside of me. Yeah. I had, again, kind of like when I was working in dialysis and I had that hour lunch and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go coach because this is what I love to do. It was the same thing. I'd work my 8-hour day at Stretch Zone. And, well, first I'd wake up, go coach at Jet.
Would you do like a 6 a.m. class or something?
Yeah, I'd do the 5:30 a.m. class at Jet.
Man.
I would go work at Stretch Zone from, I think it was 8 to 4 at the time. And that was all the way, as you know, that was, 30 minutes up north.
Yeah, were you working at the Royal Valley one? Or
Yeah, so I was working at the Royal Valley
Okay, so that's even further. You're
Yes.
cross town at that point.
Yes. So I'm coaching 5:30 a.m. at Jet, eating some food, hustling up, and I would get to Jet at like 4. I'd usually try to hit a workout, and then I would coach the 5 p.m. class, 6:15 p.m. class, go home, eat some food, go to sleep.
And do it all again.
And do it all again. Like, I was just hustling, man, and I loved it, honestly. And the goal was to wean myself off, go part-time at Stretch Zone, and then start picking up more hours and play it safe and get into Jet full-time eventually, right? Well, that's not really how it went.
How'd it go?
So I started with Jet in October. I was doing this crazy schedule until January. And then one of my good friends, Dr. Jamal, he's actually a chiropractor here in town. He said, burn the boats, man. He's like, burn the boats. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, go all in. And it created that urgency for me. So I put my 2 weeks in at Stretch Zone, and without having any personal training clients, not a whole lot of classes at Jet, I just really leaned on the community, and I leaned on the fact that, hey, this is what I came here to do, so I'm going to do it. And put my 2 weeks in. At first, it was rough, man.
It's nerve-wracking.
There's
a certain level of fear of not having that regular paycheck.
Yeah, well, it wasn't safe, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have a safety net at that point because, like I said, when I first moved to Tucson, I was broke, man, and I didn't have anything. So I was barely to a point where I was starting to get financially stable again.
Then you're like, screw it, let's go.
And it was like, okay, you got to jump in and you got to go do it. And you got to risk that financial stability. And I did. And it was one of the best things that I've ever done because, you got to fail fast. You got to fail fast. And I knew that if I didn't do it, it was just going to waste time. And like, what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time and energy when I could be learning and growing the community at Jet.
Doing what you love and moving up in what you love. Because it's different, man. If you're at Stretch Zone, not talking anything negative about any place like that, not a lot of people want to travel, make that 15 an hour to maybe be an owner.
Yeah.
And something that you kind of love.
And I knew that wasn't my calling, right?
Yeah.
It was great. It was a good stepping stone, and there were great people there, and the networking aspect and just meeting new people around Tucson was phenomenal, but again, that was temporary for me.
You had a bigger calling.
Yes, I had a bigger calling, and I knew that going into it. So it was just me wasting time there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
So now you are here at Jet. You went full-time in January.
Yes.
Tell us how much better everything gets when you're just able to put everything in one spot. Put all your focus in just doing what you love.
Yeah, so immediately started coaching more classes at Jet, right? The adult classes. And I was just a coach at this point. I wasn't doing anything more. I was promoting the gym off of social media and just invested, doing all I could. Also doing a little bit of at-home work with elderly clients, actually, at the time.
Going back full circle from Verizon, bringing them back to Tucson.
I love older adults, man. That was kind of my niche. So I was doing a little bit of that, doing a little bit of online programming. I just went all in on training. I did in-person, at home, online. If your dog needed personal training, I would do it, right?
I might hit you up on that.
There
Right?
we go. Yeah. I had my hand in too many cookie jars at the beginning, right? And as I progressed, it was like, okay, my focus is everywhere.
Yeah.
So
did Bobby ever have a conversation with you like this?
oh
'Cause,
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
what exactly did he tell you? Because he told me the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. No. And we actually had that conversation in familiarity. So it was, you know, it wasn't trying to sway me one way or the other. It was just, hey, I can see your focus is everywhere. So let's dial down.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't need to be in all of these different areas. And
Like, just pick 2 at this
yes,
point.
I was just so spread thin, man. And Bobby saw that, and he had sat me down, and he was like, "Look, dude, what are you gonna do?" And so ultimately, what happened is I started narrowing down my priorities, started cutting some at-home clients, and just, as Bobby likes to say, edit and delete, man. You got to edit and delete what doesn't serve you. So started editing, deleting, and ultimately, what ended up happening is I started taking on more responsibilities at Jet, became the director of JetShred, the adult group fitness program, and that's my baby. So doing the social media there, growing that community, that's my full-time job. That's my full focus, right? I still do a little online programming, but the JetShred side of things, that's my baby right there. That's what I nurture.
So tell us more what that is. That way, for someone that watches this and they're trying to think like, hey, I need to pick a gym. Tell us why it's more important to be in this program than somewhere like an Ally Fitness or a type of gym like Planet Fitness. Sorry, Planet Fitness.
Yeah, sorry, Planet Fitness. So
Hey,
without stepping on any ideologies, because there's a place for everybody everywhere,
Absolutely.
right? And I started, this is going to go back a little bit further. I started in the CrossFit world, and I coached there for a really long time. Well, when the pandemic hit, I was kind of starting to get a little bit of fatigue in the CrossFit world because I was so passionate about coaching, and I saw injury after injury, and just
people do get hurt a lot.
Yes,
If you don't do the right form, you're just waiting for something to
and
happen.
also, you know, there's so many factors to that, and ultimately, I don't want to attack CrossFit. That's not what I'm here to do.
Especially with the CrossFit games going on right now.
Yeah, they'll come after me, and I still have a whole lot of friends who do CrossFit, and I think it's great. And there are certain people who fit that genre.
Absolutely.
It just I was starting to outgrow it for me, and so I was starting to get more into the functional bodybuilding area, right?
Yeah.
So still doing free weights, still doing full range of motion, but I was like, man, I kind of like, slowing it down a little bit, focusing on aesthetics, and these things still transfer over into real life. But I had so many injuries throughout the years myself. I had stress fractures in my L4, L5,
Oh, shoot.
torn labrums in my shoulders, meniscus, MCL. Dude, you name it, my body.
Wait, so mainly just from CrossFit?
Yes, mainly just from CrossFit. Yes, actually all from CrossFit. I'll say that. And not just CrossFit, not lifting properly, ego lifting, not taking care of my body. That's on me. I don't blame anybody for that.
Yeah.
But again, it was just kind of to a point in my life where I was like, okay, I'm done with this, and I'm moving on to something different. And so I started getting into the functional bodybuilding realm. Really enjoyed that. That's actually the style of class that I started coaching in Safford, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, this is it. Again, older adults were kind of in my class, and they could do it. They were getting out of pain. They were getting stronger.
So is it just kind of like something timed, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, so functional bodybuilding, very much just sets and reps for the most part, is what I was originally coaching, right? So compound movements, back squats, bench press, just some of your average stuff, but also some mobility work included, and adding some extra range of motion in there, and all free weights.
Yeah.
No machines. So that's kind of what I had gotten into at the time, the style of lifting. And as I progressed, that's where I wanted to be. Well, where do you even look for that, right? I was in a new city. I didn't know what kind of classes that looked like. I didn't know what that looked like at all.
Yeah. Did Jet already have classes like that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one of the things when I first got interviewed at Jet. I was like, okay, well, what kind of programming is this? What is this? Is this CrossFit? Is this is a sports gym? So is this athletic type stuff? What is this? And what really drew me into the gym was they had a strength section, they had a muscle building section, and they had a conditioning section. And it wasn't married like CrossFit, right? CrossFit is all of those things, but married.
Yeah.
And I liked that it was separated. I liked that Your strength section was its own thing. You could rest as needed. It was an at your own pace type thing. There was a hypertrophy section where we're doing the functional bodybuilding type stuff and, higher reps. And then there was a conditioning portion, which was HIIT style. Sometimes there was some CrossFit-esque type stuff in there, but it felt safe. It felt hardworking, but safe for my clients.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's it. I'm in. That style of programming is it. And so that's what drew me into the JetShred program initially. And I liked that there was structured mobility. I brought kind of some more structured flexibility cool down stuff from Stretch Zone into JetShred. So it's just a really well-rounded program. It's hard. It's really hard. And it's definitely not for everybody. But it's a 7-step system. And we assess, we do a dynamic warm-up, we do a mobility, strength, hypertrophy, conditioning, and then a cool down. So it's a system that has been tried and tested, and I've seen it work over and over and over again. I just posted something today about one of our ladies who, when she started, she was 215 pounds, and she just dropped down to 156. So
oh, geez.
She just shredded the weight off, right?
How long was she at your classes for?
6 months.
Wait, in 6 months she dropped that much weight?
Yes.
Dang, man, you got like a magic wand or something. I've never heard that stuff before.
I don't know
That's
about
awesome.
that, man, but she locked in and she was just committed and she listened to what I had to say, right?
Yeah.
So we give generalized nutritional advice to the clients and we keep them accountable. Yeah. It's, I have people in class who they come into class and I see their stories over the weekend and I'm like, I know what you did over the weekend. And they know that there's a possibility that I'm going to call them out in class. Yeah. So they act right, man. And that's part of it, right? Is we all need somebody to keep us accountable. And just like at one point I needed Bobby to keep me accountable, that's my job for my members is I need to be there. I need to keep them accountable and I need to live that lifestyle also, right? Yeah.
You got to preach what you say, or you got to live what you preach.
Absolutely, man.
Let me ask you this. Have you got your 3 workouts in this week?
Every week, man.
Oh,
I will say right now, so one of my previous CrossFit injuries is kind of coming back on me, and I've got some disc issues going on. So my workouts look differently this week, right? Yeah. It didn't look like heavy weightlifting. It didn't look like, a 6-mile run. That's Bobby Rodriguez type stuff. It looked like just getting movement.
Yeah. Have you talked to Bobby today?
I have not talked to Bobby today.
Have you heard what's going on?
I have heard what's going on. I talked to Bobby yesterday, so I saw him yesterday.
Bobby, hey, he went to urgent care, by the way.
Thank goodness. He needed that.
Bobby, we hope you're feeling better.
Yes, absolutely.
We love you, bro.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good man right there. So, yeah, he's a bull rider, so he'll tough it out. But, yeah, I'm glad he's getting the help that he needs. Yeah. So, but, yeah, man, I definitely, Bobby keeps us accountable. And
absolutely.
And so that's definitely in the back of my mind is I have somebody keeping me accountable. I need to keep my people accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you have structure, like Derek Jeter says this all the time, the reason why they were so good for that 3-year span, every single one of them kept them accountable.
Yeah.
If one guy was throwing their helmet, 5 guys were saying, hey, we don't do that shit here.
Yes.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yep, I completely agree, man. And none of us are perfect, and I have my past, and ultimately I feel like that's what makes me a good coach is I've been not necessarily an alcoholic, but I've been at a place in my life where I was binge drinking every weekend. Like I was doing drugs. I was deep in it, right? Yeah. And I was at a low point in my life. And so I can empathize with those people without attacking them.
Yeah. Well, I said this whole time, low points are blessings for a future time because you can relate to someone going through that same thing.
Yes. Yes. And we all go through low points in our life, but it's important to have somebody that understands and is willing to help you through those points.
Yeah. Right? That's when you got a true homie right there.
Absolutely. And that's what I try to be for my people. I try to be, I'm a coach, but I also try to be a friend, and I just try to lead with love, man, is my biggest thing. And I try to make sure that my clients know that, and I reach out to all of them all the time and just make it individualized.
Even when it's 12 o'clock, saying like, hey, I just saw you at this club.
Hey, sometimes, man, sometimes. I got some clients who I'm not going to name any names, but I got some clients. They'll be at the club. They'll text me at 2 a.m. They'll Snapchat me a picture of their Taco Bell meal.
Oh, no.
Just to test me, man. And then it comes Monday in class, and I'm like, hey, everybody, I know what so-and-so did this weekend, and I'm not afraid to call them out.
Yeah. You know, that's incredible what you're doing with those classes. But one thing for new people to come in, there's always a fear of how day one's going to be like.
Yeah.
If you were talking to someone that's out of shape but looking to get in shape, what advice do you have them for going into your class day one?
Just show up. Just show up.
Yeah.
Because there's so many scales for every single movement, and it is at your own pace. I work, again, older adults are my specialty, so I know how to scale things down. I know how to make things more difficult, and just show up, because all you have to do is run through the motions. I'm not that coach that's going to ask you to put 300 pounds on the bar on your first day, right? If we need to just do body weight movements, if we just need to do PVC type movements and keep it light for the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it may be, we're in this for the long run.
Yeah.
Again, some lessons I learned from CrossFit is we're not going to just throw you to the wolves, right? Because ultimately that's how injuries happen, and that's why people stop coming.
Yeah, that's a great way to make them not show up again.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a fine line between pushing people, but also making sure people are safe and they feel comfortable. And that's one of the biggest things is I want everybody to feel comfortable walking into my class. It doesn't matter who you are. And that's another thing I pulled from the CrossFit community, right? Is they were so open to anybody. And that's the kind of love that I bring to my classes. And that's the kind of love that I bring to my community is everybody's welcome, man.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter if you're from the deep south side of Tucson. It doesn't matter if you're from Oro Valley. You just show up and I'll take care of you.
Keep building the Jet community, man. Just show up and have fun. It'll work out.
Yeah, the Jet community means the world to me, man. And honestly, I've put my heart and soul into that community over the past 10 months, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. So
yeah, the great thing about us, man, all of us kind of have this like similar story where we all just kind of put it all into this.
Yeah.
And you look at every single coach, even like Bobby, man.
Yes.
Gone from doing these classes in Brazil, now that, and now we're going to the Mosaic place.
Yes.
Which is going to be even more incredible.
I know. It's amazing, man. I mean, we're going to be going from 6,000 square feet to 30,000 square feet, and we are, what is that? 5 times the size, 4 times the size.
I think it was 6 times or whatever.
It's insane.
We work at Jet, man. We're not the best at math.
Math is not my specialty.
Me either, bro.
But I love coaching people, man. And yeah, no, that's one thing I love about Jet is we're surrounded by like-minded people, and every single coach at that gym is in a growth mindset.
Yeah.
We all spend time together. We meet at least every Friday, and it's a positive atmosphere. I learn from the sports side of things. That's out of my specialty, right? So taking some of that stuff and bringing it into the adult side and vice versa, it has been invaluable in my life. And having people like Bobby and Jose and Isaiah, Jaden, Sam, Jesus, all the coaches there, just we all feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an all-star team, man.
It is, man. And it's, we have people who want to come in and they're like, oh, I just want to volunteer and I just want to be here.
You're like, no, you got to put your heart in this.
Yes, you have to be all in. And that's what Bobby's looking for. He's looking for people that are all in. And if he doesn't think you're all in, Bobby's not afraid to tell you, man. And so we have the hard talks, and those are needed. So
yeah, the cool thing about him, it all comes from love.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I would be worried if he wasn't calling me out and stuff.
Yeah, it all comes from a good place, and I genuinely believe that Bobby and that community and all those coaches, they want the best for everybody there.
Yeah, every single person.
Because, and I know you're over here with the Jet Sports Network, but it's the same thing, man. If you're not doing well, we're all not doing well. We all have to be doing our best. We all have to have all the chips in. Yep. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to put all the chips in. I'm here to learn every single day. And, I'm here to live by the Jet mission statement. So.
Yep. Yes, sir. So what's next in this next year, brother? What's the year goal for this time next year?
So right now, the big focus on JetShred is really getting us ready for the Mosaic quarter, right? Yeah. Getting ready for that move, not just JetShred, but Jet as a whole. That's what we're pushing for. we're getting ready to move into that space, and I won't go too much into the mosaic.
Yeah,
quarter.
no,
That's Bobby's
no
place.
sneak peeks, man.
No sneak peeks. That's Bobby's place to give. But the biggest thing, man, is growing the community in Jet, growing the members there, getting more involved with the outside community, and just really growing our presence on social media and in Tucson, because
We are Jet Sports Training, where our mission is to cultivate champions. This is where athletes come to get faster and everyday people come to change their lives. This is not a gym, but a community. Come get jetted.
You don't know nothing about me. About to take off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lot of y'all doubted on me. Now they like, wow, look how far you come. Legendary like all my idols. Coming for it all, and I can't wait. Success just called, and I got me a date. So I grab my ambitions, and I'm on my way. Cross the wrong line, and it's bad news. Might get burnt like a candle. We too hot to handle. World at my feet like a sandal. I only move when I plan to. Your moves could get canceled.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you about one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu places out there, Nogales Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Make sure you go check them out if you're down in Nogales, and say what's up to my homie Andy Behrens.
If you're tired of feeling like a rusty tin can, call Mueveflex today. We will have you saying hello, sunshine, to your newfound flexibility. Let's get moving and grooving. Call 377-2225 and we'll get you on our schedule with Mueveflex Assisted Stretch Therapy.
Yeah, so tell us the schedule for JetShred. That way.
yeah, so the schedule for JetShred, it's Monday through Thursday, 5:30 a.m., 5 p.m., and 6:15 p.m. And then we got a Saturday class at 8 a.m.
And you're coaching all of them, or is it kind of?
No, so it's split up between myself and Bobby. Told me I couldn't hog all the classes. I was taking all the classes for a little while.
Hey,
but
which is a great sign of leader because you can't get burned out.
it is. And I will say I gave up some of my classes to Coach Jesus down at Jet Sports Training. And it's been a lifesaver for me because it's created space in my life to work on all the behind the scenes stuff, right? The social media, managing the members, and bringing new members in. So I'm coaching a few days a week there. And then Coach Jesus is my other coach for the JetShred program.
Have you had a chance to do it with the DJ and everything?
Yeah.
Tell us about that real quick.
Oh my gosh. So Summer Nights at Jet.
It's a whole party.
Yeah, it's a whole party. Summer Nights at Jet is what we're talking about. And I'm gonna be real. So
Go for it.
At the beginning of summer, me, Bobby, Jose, we were sitting down, and JetShred is hard, man. It's a hard program. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, attendance was phenomenal. Thursday comes around and people were like, I am trashed. There's no way I'm coming into class. And so we're like, okay, we got to switch some things up, right? And we got to get some incentives to get some people in, and we got to give back to the community. And so we were brainstorming, and it's like, okay, what can we do? And we're like, oh, what about, DJ Chito? He's got some kids over there at Jet, and he's well known in the community. Maybe we can work something out with DJ Chito to get him down here. Well, that was phase one. We got into contact with DJ Chito and got him into the gym. And it was like, okay, every Thursday night for the rest of summer, we're going to have DJ Chito in here. We're going to close the garage doors. We're going to turn the lights down low, and it's going to be a party in here. So that was phase one. And then we ended up getting a few other superstars from the community.
Yeah, it was a smoothie place.
Yep, Superpower Nutrition.
Yes.
Dude, if you haven't met that lady, a shout out to her because she is a hustler. She is
Oh,
so inspiring. If you haven't met her, you should.
I think
meet
at
her.
this point we just need to have her on the show if you're saying that.
Dude, absolutely. She's everywhere. Like everywhere. She's at every function, every event. She's there. She's
Yeah.
a hustler. Superpower Nutrition, and then we got Endurance Mobile Recovery. He's one of mine and Bobby's friends. His name's Carl.
Yeah, trains at the Irie.
Yep. So Carl's
Dude, but he will beat the crap out of someone.
Dude, Carl is an amazing human being, and I got so much love for that man. But so Endurance Mobile Recovery, Superpower Nutrition, DJ Tito. We were like, okay, let's get him here every Thursday night for the rest of summer. And the members loved it, man. It turned out to be one of the best summers. I don't know any other gym that's doing that.
Yeah, no,
So,
none of them, bro.
None
No,
of them.
I mean, they're too afraid to make it a party, but hey, we were just like, let's do it.
Yeah, and it breaks up the monotony of, okay, let's turn the music on, all right, and it breaks up the class structure to where people have something different and something to look forward to,
Yep.
right? So I just thought that was the coolest thing. I've never coached at a gym in the past 11 years that has had a live DJ, let alone a smoothie company, a cold plunge company come out and just supply that for the members. So I thought that was really cool, and that just shows how invested we are.
Yeah,
right?
that way if someone comes in and they say, hey, I'm too sore, we're like, well, we got you right there,
we
brother.
got recovery. We got recovery out back, right? Yeah, absolutely. So, and it's been an amazing summer. And actually, last night was the last night at summer nights
Yeah.
at Jet, and it was kind of, it was a little sad because we were saying goodbye to DJ Chito and. So, but we're gonna keep spicing things up on Thursday nights.
Yeah, maybe have Jesus or something become the DJ or something. DJ Jesus.
Oh my gosh, he would love that. He would absolutely love that. If you guys don't know Coach Jesus, oh my gosh,
Hit him up for some of the classes as well.
yeah, absolutely. Coach Jesus, he's been an invaluable member to JetShred, and again, just switching up the coaches so people have some variety in there. My coaching style is very different from his coaching style, and that's not bad or good. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
So it's just brought so much to the gym and to the classes themselves, and it gives people, some people want a loving and caring and a coach who's gonna, walk beside them through the workout, and other people want that coach that's gonna say, you better get on the floor right now and give me 50, right? So we got some variety in there for you.
Yeah, man. People love it either way.
Absolutely,
I mean,
they do.
growing up in sports, I have had coaches that ran us from 4 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
Yes.
And I've also had that coach that's just like, hey, let me give you a hug, bro.
Yes.
It's okay.
We need the variety, man. Especially as men, right? We don't get a lot of the love and a lot of the empathy, and so I like to bring that into the classes.
Yeah. And then you get that one person who's just like, nah, just tell me to drop and do 50.
Exactly, and I think depending on the time of day, we might need both.
Yeah. See, whatever happens, happens.
Absolutely.
As long as you get better. So just a couple final questions,
Sure.
brother. So you've been here for 10 months. You've had mentors
Yep.
like Bobby, Jose.
Yep.
What's one thing you've taken into your actual life outside the gym that you've learned from them?
Oh, that I learned from Bobby and Jose outside the gym, man, is, you know what? There's Bobby. Bobby always says, "Stay paranoid, man," and so, not in a bad way, but it's created some urgency in my life. If there's anything that I've learned from Bobby, he's created some urgency in my life. There is no wasting time, right? Every moment is accounted for, and routine and structure and hard work is what gets you there, man.
Yeah.
And I won't go into Bobby's story, but hearing his story and hearing how he's come up throughout the years has been so inspiring to me. And sometimes, man, when I get in my head and I go back to that place of being, depressed or whatever it may be and feeling sorry for myself, it's like, you're only feeling that way because you got extra time, man. So
Yeah, like,
you
go
gotta-
do something.
Yeah, go do something. So Bobby and Jose, they've got a different dynamic as well, and they both bring something to the table. Yeah. And they've created some urgency, and they've been great mentors in my life. So it's nice to, again, men specifically, we don't get together a lot. Men often isolate, and they get depressed, and we see that so much in our
it happens more than people think.
Yes, absolutely it does. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen to women either. It definitely does. But
we hide it more.
Yes.
Like we don't post about it. We'll be in our room just.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
It's that toxic masculinity. It's push those feelings deep down. It's we don't talk to each other about our feelings. And I feel like that's something special about Jet is we do have a good chunk of male coaches there, and it's a safe space for us to call each other out, right? But also be there for each other because
family.
It's a family, man, because we've all been through hard times in our life, and Bobby has shared some stuff with me that has opened my eyes up, and he's helped me through so much in my own personal life, as has Jose. So we've all been there for each other, and that's really special to me. And I know a lot of workplaces are like, we're a family and this and that, but we really are, man. And we're around each other so much. And so they know when something's going on, right?
Oh, they can tell, man.
They can tell. And so they'll call it out, and it all comes from a place of love. And we're there for each other, man.
Yep, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a great time with you. This would have been one of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate
Please
that.
let everyone know where they can find you on Instagram. And just one more time, why should they come to JetShred?
Look, man, you can find me on Instagram.
And you can look straight right there. Yeah.
So you guys can find me on Instagram at lackner.lifts. You can also find us on Instagram at JetShred Team Training. And look, JetShred is for everybody. If you're looking to shred fat and build muscle, we got a place for you.
Hey, come get shredded at Jet Sports Training. We'll catch you guys on next episode. Peace out. Thank you.
Thank you.